Hello, it's Tiffany. I wanted to hop on, and I was looking through the blog yesterday, and I couldn't believe that it's been almost a year. July will be a year since the last pictures of Sean and video of him was uploaded to the blog. So I'm definitely slacking on that. I've got to get some pictures and video of him up. So I'm tasked with doing that this week, if not early next week. But I just wanted to get on and do an update. A lot of stuff has been going on lately, and so I think just as a coping mechanism for myself, I'm just trying to, like all of us that have video blogs, just have a way to document exactly how I'm feeling and what's going on, so that when the scenario presents itself next time, I'm able to look back and see exactly why I made the decision I made. Um, so last week I made a statement to Paul. I said, you know, this is horse crap. I used some very foul language, but in essence, that's what I was meaning. Um, and I think even though the IVF cycle has yet to start, the pressure of it obviously has been building for months and months and months. And I think what led to my frustration and me making the statement that, I think this will be our last round of IVF, um, is, I think, due to the buildup of it all. So just for a little context, like, we were planning our IVF round right before Christmas. So we were planning to do it while I was on holiday break from school. And then we had some things we needed to take care of with my husband's business, so financially we weren't in a position to do it right then. Okay. So we move on. We try to tentatively schedule it for January. I was off for 2 weeks from work and school at the end of the year. And to my surprise, when I logged back on to work right after the first of the year, I found a tremendous amount of corporate travel that I was now required to undertake. And it was just a complete bummer to me because I was, had already had my baseline ultrasound and was ready to go in January, like at the end of that month. And it was just, I think I cried for like 3 days straight. I was just so frustrated because here I am, my work travel hasn't been that crazy, but I think I had like 2 trips last year total, and then to go from that to 14 this year, I was kind of blindsided by it, and so it just made me feel like now I was trying to plan my next baby around my work schedule, which is just completely insane to me. So now I have to build in time to get pregnant into my work calendar, which I just completely don't agree with. But what can you do? So my statement to Paul, and the fact that I think this is it, is stemming from the fact that most normal, fertile, non infertile couple, get to experience just the pregnancy, not the build up to it. So you get to go and take a pregnancy test and say, darn, I'm pregnant, yay, or no, this isn't a good thing right now, whatever your situation may be. But then you get to experience that 9 months, and that's the first and only um, uh, initial response that you have to it. Whereas people like myself that have, and other people, thousands and millions of other couples that go through this, know that it's not just that. You hope and pray to God one day that, yes, that will just be the scenario, that up one day I wake up and I'm pregnant, but it's not the case. You got this massive build up to, all the doctor's appointments. And I think it was just the fact that I've now started weekly acupuncture. I've started the weekly massages. I got the medalist from the doctor. I was doing the price match last week with the other pharmacies. So those of you that don't know, there's a pharmacy in California. They're called MDR USA. M as in Mary, D as in David, R as in Robert, USA. They're in Encino, California. They do a price match program. So basically what I did, and I used them for my first round of IVF. So basically what they do is your doctor sends your med list to MDR. You then call the other 6 fertility pharmacies in the country. I don't have a list in front of me, but it's like Freedom, Apocryphy in New York, iVillage, Walgreens. There's like 6. There's only 6. So then I do the legwork of calling all of these pharmacies and getting their prices on every single medication that the doctor has ordered. Okay. Then I call MDR back and say, hey, listen, Apocryphy has Crinone for $12.70 per applicator, but you're charging $17.90 per applicator, you know, so they deduct that off. So then I pay the price of the cheaper pharmacy, but I get all my medicine through MDR. MDR is the only pharmacy, the only fertility pharmacy that does that. So if you're looking for a pharmacy, I would recommend using them because of this price match program. So anyway, now 2 days of going back and forth about the price match because Walgreens was offering a free Lupron kit, the 2-week kit, and then Apocryphy was offering the Crinone gel at a steep discount from what MDR was charging. And so MDR, doing their legwork like they're supposed to do, called to verify the prices that I gave them. Well, Apocryphy, knowing that they're a competing pharmacy, gave them like bogus prices. And so my rep from MDR calls me back and is like, I'm sorry, I can't guarantee you this price because it's, for one, it's so low, and for 2, they won't confirm this price for me. They think I'm stealing you from them. And I'm like, I mean, we're talking the difference of like $200 here for one medication. I'm sorry. Somebody's got to talk to somebody to get this fixed. So I think it was just that I was in the throes of the pharmacy issue. I felt like I had really been raked over the coals with this acupuncturist I had been referred to. I should have followed my first mind and went back to my first lady. But because I no longer work at our site, and she is on the south side, I decided to find somebody here in the North Shore area. Well, great office, but moolah out the A they want, you know. And so I dropped all this money right in the beginning of April for these appointments because they want you to pay for them before they schedule the appointments. And then they want you to have them like so close together. Like I paid like $400 for 4 acupuncture treatments, but that came with all of these flipping ancient Chinese ritual readings and I mean just all this ridiculous unnecessary stuff that's just so not necessary. Plus they didn't want to treat the fact that I was there as an assist to my IVF, not to treat the fact that I'm fat or that I've got sinus issues. I mean, they were trying to treat the fact that my neck was tense. I'm like, that's not what I'm here for. So I think I kind of got caught up in all of that. And back to my first point is that for people like me and thousands of others that are going through this treatment, we don't get to wake up one morning and go, I'm pregnant, yay. It's all of this legwork in the beginning. You know, I start my Lupron next Monday. But yet, month after month, since December, I've been expecting to start my IVF cycle. And for whatever reason, it has been pushed to this point for corporate travel, for the doctor's schedule, for finances, for you name it. It's been moved. So the buildup of that, the buildup of the pharmacy issue, the buildup of the acupuncturist trying to take advantage of me, and not just me, but anybody with money, they just want you to come in the door and drop big fat checks for acupuncture treatments. And just all of that. So, but I will say, I think the last go round, and I was watching some of my videos, I was really anxious and clueless, really, about the whole process. And I think I said it a couple times, like, I had no idea this is what to expect. Like, you do all of this reading and you just never know. So, you know, I still do feel strongly that this will probably be our last IVF cycle. I'm hoping and praying to God and asking everybody else to pray that we end up with twins so that we get more than one pregnancy out of this, or that we have more embryos to go back to and transfer so that we don't have to do this whole, you know, medicine crap again. But I'm looking forward to getting this over with. Where are we today? Today is May 7th. And my med delivery day was Friday. Excuse me. So all of my medicine came with the exception of my Follistim, which I have to pick up. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Lucia at Dr. Karandi's office. She's kind of been stashing away samples and all the Follistim she could get her hands on. Saved me like $2,000 in Follistim. So I didn't have to order that. So I'm so very thankful to her for that. So I've got to go down and pick that up. I'm going back to see Dr. Karandi at Envia Fertility in Hoffman Estate. So some of you are in the Chicago area and have seen these videos before. And when I saw him in December, he said, yeah, I watched all your videos and you kind of cracked me up about your cocky joke about me. You know, I'm happy he saw it and got a kick out of it. So the protocol at this point is, and this is final because they called me again this morning to finalize this, is that my nurse teach will be on Friday, March 25th at 9 a.m. And I'm doing a phone teach because now I guess I'm an IVF veteran because I've done it once. You don't need to come in and do this all over again. So nurse teaches that morning at 9 a.m. on the phone. We won't have to travel down there for it. I start my 2-week Lupron kit next Monday. And I don't remember what the dosage was, but it's the standard whatever. It's the standard dosage of your 2-week Lupron kit. Those of you that have gone through IVF now. I'm still on the birth control pills, which I think are leading to my hormone issues right now. And Paul will probably tell you that I'm a bit right now. My dad asked me this morning, how are you doing? I said, I'm good. Really, I am. You might ask Paul and he may give you a different answer. He may say today she's okay. Yesterday she was a B. I don't know. I really think it's the birth control pills. So plan is nurse teach on the 25th. Lupron kit starts next Monday. Lupron and birth control will overlap for 2 weeks. I will stop the birth control pills on the 29th. I'm sorry, on the 28th, which is the holiday. I do have to go down to the office in Hoffman Estates for ultrasound and baseline ultra work on the holiday on that morning, the 28th. I will then be cleared to start stems on the 31st. Stem start will be May 31st. And then, of course, 10 days of that. Tentative ER and ET schedule would be, or egg retrieval and egg transfer for my mom, who's like, stop speaking in lingo. The retrieval and the transfer schedule would be tentatively June 8th, 9th, or 10th, depending on, you know, obviously how my body responds to it. We did increase the dose of Menopur. We did increase the dose of Follistim, so I'm hoping and praying to God that I don't overstimulate. Somebody will have to scrape me up off the ground if this cycle doesn't go. So other than that, I will try to get Mr. Sean on pretty soon for you guys to see how big he is, and we'll go from there. Peace, love, and hair grease. Bye. It's been a while. I don't remember how to stop the video. I think it's this one.